Some people describe mindfulness as your breathing life, and because that's how intimate it is to you. It is your breathing life. It's connecting you to life force. It's engaging with your body. It's knowing that you are alive. Not in an abstract sense that I'm alive, but in a real bodily embodied sense of I am alive, I am living. Wow, look at me. I can do this, I can do this, I can be this. It's about living life fully rather than watching life. And most clients that come to me would tell me, I feel like I'm watching my life. I feel like I'm watching life unfold on the TV. I'm not really in it. Well, I have all these lovely things in my world, but I don't feel happy, I don't feel connected. And that's because we've lost the connection. And for me, the connection starts with connecting with me, connecting with my breath, feeling what it feels like to live in this body, in this moment. And the breath is usually the first mode of transport or mode of connection because it is so intimate. That's connecting with our breathing life. Mindfulness is about living fully in the moment, not judging the moment, not going, oh yeah, no, that tree is quite nice, it's lovely, it's beautiful, it's that kind of tree, naming it, not judging, not evaluating, not criticizing. It's really about living. Children do this amazingly well. Watch a child and you know exactly where they are, you know exactly what they're doing. They're in the moment. They engage, they're experiencing. We, as consciousness grew, as we grew up, we split the experiencing person to the one who observes the experiencer, or the one who becomes aware of the experiencer, the critical mind. And that's where the split began. And society encourages that split. We're encouraged to think more, we're encouraged to engage more, engage less, feel less. Mindfulness is about coming home to that. It's home. As humans, we have free will. We can choose to live fully. We can choose to live connectedly. We can choose to be alive. Or we can choose not to. Simple as that. Nothing wrong with it. It's just one way gives us a sense of peace, gives us a sense of contentment. The other one, we're stuck in the mind. We're busy with thoughts, we're busy with worry, we're busy with obsessions. What will be, what will people think? How can I do this, how can I do that? We stress our bodies up. As soon as we stress our bodies up, we feel distress. We develop ulcers, we develop body conditions because we're living in a distressed place. Mindfulness is about saying, come back to the peace. Come back to joy. Can you really enjoy just one breath? Can you really feel what it feels like to take one breath, relaxing your body, enjoying that one breath? Kind of the same way as kids really thrill in everything they do. Everything is so wow, it's so amazing, it's so, oh my God, look at that. We lost the sense of wow. Mindfulness is bringing wow back. It's bringing my sense of enjoyment back into life. With something as simple as breathing, touch, noticing my body when I'm in the shower, feeling what it feels like to touch every part of my body. Not in a sexual or sensual way, and not in a judgmental way, but purely just in terms of touch. What does it feel like to touch my body? Touch is our biggest sense of connection, and yet most of us are disconnected from that as well. Notice when I give myself a neck rub, that's my body's way of telling me, hey, I've got you. I know you're stressed. I'm there for you. That's what mindfulness is. It's not about sitting in the lotus position, sitting in the corner, noticing your breath, which is definitely a part of the process. It's called the formal practice. And a really important part is the formal practice. But if we don't do the informal practice, the practice of noticing how I'm living in my day-to-day life, mindfulness becomes something I do on the side. Like I go to the gym, I've got my exercise done for the day, and now the rest of the day I can do what I want. I can eat unhealthy, I can be unhealthy, because health isn't part of my life. It's just one thing that I do in the morning or in the afternoon. Mindfulness is having the formal practice, which is the sitting practice or the walking practice, and in there is the intensity of practice, building the skill level. I think of that as coaching or training sessions. As a sports person, you need to go for trainings. Even the All Blacks still have trainings and coaching sessions. That's what the formal practice is about. It's intensity, it's deliberate. The informal practice is throughout the day. Notice, am I or is my mind where my body is? If your mind is not here in this moment, now, use your 5 senses to bring yourself back. Use your 5 senses to reconnect with you. What's going on now? Both in my physical environment and in my internal environment. Am I feeling anxious? Am I feeling stressed? Am I feeling angry? What's going on? I don't have to be able to name the emotions, but I can just feel it and go, ooh, heart beating a bit faster. Okay, that's fine, because it's non-judgmental. Mindfulness is not about going, this is right, this is wrong, I shouldn't be doing this, I should be doing that. It's experiencing this moment as fully as I can. Welcoming every sensation, welcoming every experience. The grief, the sadness. And generally, sometimes the two of them, the joy and the sadness, are quite closely linked. It's feeling both. There's no right or wrong. That's connecting with who I am, my breathing life, and going, I am okay as I am. I am okay to live this life. I can show my light. I can shine. I can be me. And there's nothing wrong with being me. And that, for me, is the crux of mindfulness. It's celebrating my life, shining fully. Because whether I do that or not, I'm still given full life. I'm still given full energy. I can choose to embrace that and really celebrate who I am. Or I can choose to play dumb and minimize who I am. Dim my lights and go, yeah, I'm not that worthy. I'm not that whole. I'm not that okay. This is saying, no, you are. Life is living you, and that's your sense of worth. That's your sense of connection. Knowing that you are whole, knowing that you are okay in this moment. But we only know that once we stop the mind, once we stop worrying, and just connect with what is. Connect with the breath. And it doesn't happen instantaneously. Whenever I sit in a practice or I do my sitting practice, it takes, depending on what's going on, it takes 2 minutes, 5 minutes before my mind calms down, before I can settle into it and go, okay, I can let go of the chatter. I can let go of the worries just for now. I can surrender to this moment and enjoy and feel my body in this moment, and that's okay. When I first started mindfulness, I experienced just moments of bliss. But the practice I did back in the day didn't really encourage feelings of joy and happiness and bliss. And I remember one practice where I was sitting and feeling really, really good. And I actually stopped myself and went, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. So I stopped my practice, I got up and I went to do something else. Now, with increased insight and wisdom, I actually welcome those moments. I welcome the joy that just sitting and doing nothing gives me. I welcome the peace that it brings into my body, the peace that it brings into my day. And throughout the day, I connect with my body, feeling my touch, feeling my breath, feeling sensations all around me, the sun on my back as I walk down the street. And it's expanding that to being okay. That I have a right to walk down the street as me. I don't have to hide who I am. I don't have to hide anything about me. I can just be me and celebrate this life. Mindfulness is also about letting go. Our minds or our egos is very, very interested in holding on to who I am. This is the identity I've created for me. This is my persona. This is me. This is what I get from the world. This is what I do. Mindfulness is about surrendering and letting go. Life is living me. I have no choice on this matter. I have no choice on whether I'm going to get a chronic illness or not. I can eat properly, I can look after myself, I can do whatever I want, but life decides what's on the cards for me. So life's living me, and at some stage life will stop living me. My job in terms of mindfulness is to surrender to that. To allow myself to be lived rather than think I'm the boss. And a simple experiment I tell people to try and figure out who's the boss, you or your body, is just for one day decide, okay, I'm not going to go to the toilet today. I'll eat, drink, I'll do everything, but I'm the boss of me and I'm not going to the toilet today. And you see who's the boss of you. That's it. My body's living me. I'm a guest in this. I'm not running the show. Mindfulness is about learning to accept that, to feel what it feels like to be lived, to be animated, to enjoy the letting go. I don't have to be in charge. That takes away so much mental stress and anxiety of I have to get this right. I don't have to get this right because I can't get it wrong. There's only one me in the entire world, in the entire history of the world. There's only one me. So I'm the only one who knows what it's like to be me, to live as me. No other human knows what it is to live as me. Even if I had a twin, she would be different in some way. She would experience something differently. I had a conversation once with my brother, and we grew up in the same house, and his memories of what happened and my memories of what happened is completely different. He'll tell me, yeah, but remember this day, this happened and that, and I'm like, oh no, you sure I was there? And I talk to him about significant moments, and I know he was there because he was part of the significant moments, and he has no recollection of it. That's living. That's part of life. And if we depend on our memories, it's not so strong or reliable as we think it is. The mind makes up stories. The mind lies to us. This is not making the mind evil, but it's knowing that the mind should not be running the show. The mind should not be in charge of my body. I should be in charge, or my body should be in charge. My body should engage, and I surrender to that and allow it to. Allow my body to live me. People with pain often tells me they feel guilty for resting because their bodies need to rest more than your average person. But the mind says it's wrong. You shouldn't be resting. You should actually get out there, be productive. The body's saying I need to rest. And eventually the body wins. We can fight it for as long as we want, but the body wins because it's the boss of us. Mindfulness is a letting go process, a surrendering process. It's non-judgmental, it's non-critical. It's really about living fully, living contently, embracing life, embracing purpose. And that's the other thing about mindfulness for me, is figuring out what my purpose in life is. And what I've come to understand in terms of mindfulness is my purpose is to live. The same way as a plant's purpose is to live and celebrate itself, or fruit tree's purpose is to be a fruit tree. My purpose is to be me. This unique human being on this planet. Simple as that. And only I know what that feels like. Only I know what that looks like, so I can't get it wrong. And it's about courage. It's about courage to step out of the norm, courage to say, actually, I want to be happy. I want to live according to my rules. I want to connect with me. I want to live in an alive way rather than an existing manner. I want to feel life. I want to connect with life. I want to play. And that for me is my energy source. I see myself as playful. And I love it. I try to play in everything that I do. And play doesn't have to be I go and play sport or I play there. I can play in everything that I do. I can play in the shower. I can play while washing the dishes. I can play while cleaning the house. It's the energy with which I do what I do. It's not so much what I do. What I do looks the same from outside, whether I'm playing or it's hard work. But the energy, the intent behind it is cool. This is for me. I'm going to relax, have fun, and play. And when I'm playing, my critical mind is quiet. My judgmental mind is quiet. When I'm playing, that's all I'm doing. But it has to be play for itself rather than play as in outcome driven. Because mindfulness is not focused on getting a result. There's no outcome to this. There's no, I'm going to do this to get this. The peace, the calmness, all the stuff that we feel, that's great. But that's not why I'm doing mindfulness. Those are side effects of mindfulness. I'm doing mindfulness because I live and I want to engage with life. The fact that I feel joy, the fact that I feel calm, the fact that I feel connected, these are all side effects of being alive. The same way as side effects of being a sports person is you get fit. That for me is the side effects of mindfulness. I get connected, I get peace. But if you approach this with, I need to get something out of it, you're starting from the wrong place. There is no goal to get out of mindfulness. It's like saying I'm breathing to get somewhere. No, I'm breathing because I'm breathing. That's part of being alive. Each breath is the same as the next. That's part of my living process. But when I connect with my breath, I notice they're different. Yeah, so that's basically what mindfulness is in a very long-winded way of answering your question. It's about being authentic. It's about being alive rather than being a zombie. Simple as that.
And if someone wants to get hold of you, Bhavna, to find out how to be more mindful, how do they do that?
So, best way is to go to the website, alivepsych.co.nz. I also have a retreat coming up at the Coromandel about mindfulness. So if anyone wants to learn mindfulness, it's a lovely 4-day retreat in the Coromandel, so it's residential. And the nice thing with residential retreats is you sink in and you stay in presence, and you really get a deep feeling of mindfulness before it's time to think about coming home and all the busy stuff. So that's from the 2nd to the 5th of May.
And if we want to sign up for that, we'll give you a call.
Go to the website. There's a flyer on there. There will be a PayPal link, so you can even just sign up and pay on the from the website.
Bhavna, as always, our pleasure. You look after yourself. We'll talk to you same time, same place next week.
Thanks again. Bye.